Good morning. Congratulations on the film. I think it's one of the most originals I've seen in the last few years.
Oh,
Because it's a romantic comedy, but it's also a thriller, and it's a great tribute to love. And I don't know, could you comment on those points?
Yeah, I think all of those kind of bonkers elements were what really drew me to it in the first place. I think that kind of genre mashup is really new and original, as you say, and something that I very much wanted to be a part of.
and I think you're right that it's a tribute to love because it's very. I don't think there's ever been. I mean, I'm bragging about the own movie that I'm in, but there's never been a movie about a married couple that is after 14 years so in love they have sex all the time and they really actually love each other and when something really bad happens, as people might see, they forgive each other and they try and they work together. And obviously if you watch the film you'll see that Kerry's character has to do the lifting and the driving of the story because my guy has some stuff going on. But yeah, it's real different, and that's why I like the script because it was batshit.
But also, I think it's a romantic comedy if you want to put a label, but it's also many other things because it explores jealousy, sexuality, envy, patterns of behavior. Why do we have to hate each other after 14 years of marriage? And why is it wrong to be in love, and why society reacts like that to you guys? I mean, to the characters. It was very funny, I thought. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're right.
I'm just feeding you things to comment on.
Yeah, no, I think in the betrayal of marriages in films, usually if they've been together a long time, they're either having a horrible trouble or they're kind of inoculated, or they're just sort of neither here nor there. And so I love the point of view of this, and that their love, it comes on so strong right from the get-go that I think it's the engine that drives the thing. And thank God that David Grabinski, the director and writer, knew the vision. He had the vision, so it made it a lot easier to make.
Yeah, I think in order to have all of those so many things going on all at once and to make them work together and be coherent, you would require a really strong and deliberate vision, and Ben David really had it. And all of the elements, we had a great DP and camera crew, and we had an incredible score. And I think all of those sort of filmmaking techniques came together to really successfully achieve all of those different genres all at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Would you say it's a departure for both of you? Is something very different, or not really? Or acting is acting, and n'importe quoi. It doesn't matter what you can do anything you want.
I think the acting in this movie is interesting in that it's funny, but we weren't telling jokes, and I think it's, usually when I see Joel, he's like doing the humor machine. He's, can't stop himself
The
from
humor
making
machine.
jokes.
It's true.
And
It's true.
and what's so impressive about Joel in this movie is he just has to be earnest and real. And so I don't know if that's like a different place you go for that, Joel, or like a different philosophy. But I think, especially for Tom and Janet, they just have to be really present and earnest. And then kind of the context around them is what makes it either funny or scary or romantic, or whatever it ends up kind of being to each individual audience member.
Yeah, no, believe me, when Kerry signed on to do the movie, I was like, all right, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be just fine because she knows what she's doing. And Kerry said it. I don't do stuff like this very often because I think people are like, I think he just tells jokes, and I do that most of the time to cover up for all my insecurities. But it was fun to make, and I skipped to set every day. Well, proverbially skipped a set because I was having it was such a good experience and cool story to tell. So I'll do it. I'll do the sequel.
My last question, we're running out. Yeah, I have one more. I think that the comedic aspects of the movie are related to the sweetness of the relationship. more than to typical jokes. No.
Yeah, you know, I always say one of my favorite lines is, uh, I kill a guy, maybe. And then Joel walks in the living room and he says, he surveys the scene and he looks at me and he says, I forgive you instantly. And I
That
find
was.
that so hysterical.
I
No,
loved
And
it. I loved it.
yeah, me too. Me too.
and
Glee.
I love the shot where we are literally digging a grave, literally digging a grave, and we're like, we have a nice hug, and I was just like, oh, that doesn't it? It's like a yeah. It's just, that sweetness. I think Ben really exploited in a really cool way while all this other crazy, wonderful stuff was happening.